So let me talk about this. And I mentioned to the other signs, I'm trying to do the love reading in a little bit of a different style, mainly so that I can capture all the different narratives. So let's talk about this. We have here an earth sign. This is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, their sun, moon, or rising. This is the Page of Pentacles, okay? When I look at this person, I always feel like it's somebody that can be a little bit more on the materialistic end. So that means they care about, money. They care about how much someone makes. They care about appearances. They care about reputation and career and things like that. It doesn't mean they're unethical, but I also feel like it's somebody that talks a lot about money, how much they have, how much they don't have. It's somebody who places a little bit too much emphasis on material things, security things. And I'm also feeling as well, their income, their spending always catches up with their income. So that means they can be making, 200,000 a year in whatever unit of currency that you're thinking of. They can be making like 200,000, which is a lot of money. And their lifestyle, their spending always catches up with them. So they're under the premise that, I'm never making enough money. And when you have conversations with them, it seems very, shallow. It seems like there isn't any depth to it, and it can seem a little bit superficial. Okay. And I feel like there is a big sense of misunderstanding between you and this person. You might feel like, oh, they're so materially, bound to, they're so materially focused. How can I have a relationship with this person? How can I even have, how can I have more soulful connection with this person? Because there's so much on the surface and I want something a little bit deeper. I want something a little bit more philosophical. So you have to also understand where you're coming from versus where they're coming from. They might have been in a place where, they've hit rock bottom financially. And so that's why they're so materially focused. And that's why they're also bringing that into their relationship. Whereas from your end, you're very, very innovative. You're ingenious when it comes to finding alternative ways of making money. You might also you might have also grown up in an environment where there was a lot of prosperity, a lot of wealth. And you never had to worry about financial resources the way this person does. And so if you're kind of faulting them for these things, you want to be a little bit careful, okay? Not everyone has the skills, the way that you do to kind of like cut ties and start over, or, hit bottom and then hit rock bottom financially and then bounce right back. So I do feel that, some people are just innately they're like this, but I feel like you're with somebody that you feel is a little bit too materialistic for your taste. And I also feel like there is very strong attraction as well. I'm sensing it's somebody who's very exotic. Usually when this Nine of Pentacles comes up, it's usually somebody who is of darker complexion. And it's somebody who is just, very, very worldly, very exotic. They dress really well. They look really stunning. They always look very clean and made up. And, they just dress really well. And so it could be some of you are with this person because you like the way that the two of you are seen together. You like as well the way that they look, or the way that they look when you're with them, or the way that other people look at you when you're with them. But altogether, this is, I'm sensing as well, it's a relationship that doesn't have a lot of substance. And I feel this is somebody that is new, emerging in your life. This is not somebody that, you've been dating for a long time. I do see a lot of independence between you and this person, where they're giving you the space to roam and to do things, and you like that. But on an innate level, there isn't enough emotional investment to really tie the two people together. Okay. So this is workplace romance. This is people admiring your skills, admiring your business acumen, and they're also admiring how hard you work. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is usually finance related. It's somebody that has a lot of skills, that is, you know, in a position where they're telling people, you should do this, you should do that. And I feel this is your energy, where you're telling people you're able to, I feel like, train people, or you're able to help people solve problems, and you're doing it in a very skilled and methodical manner. And as a result of it, somebody in your work environment is really admiring you. I feel like they're trying to keep their distance, and they're trying to be very professional, but you can look in their faces, and sometimes they look at you and you catch them looking at you. Well, they're interested. So we have some it could potentially blossom into romance, but you're purposely keeping things very platonic, which is very smart of you. I also feel you're not feeling that person. Okay, we have here the Three of Swords, which is basically not really feeling it, not feeling that flutter in your stomach, not feeling your heart beat when the person is around. But I feel like somebody is just admiring you, but it feels very unrequited from your end. Okay, so I do sense this is the month. In the month of November, they're going to make themselves known. They're going to say nice things about you. They're going to also possibly, I want to say, like, you know, throw in some nice compliments your way, or complimenting you to other people. And it's going to make you you're going to be made aware that they have, you know, romantic intentions for you. Whether or not you go ahead with it, I just don't feel like dabbling in office romance is a smart move. So just be careful, okay? I just feel like you're going to be stumbling across a lot of admirers at work. And the people that admire you, it's not just for the way that you look. It's not just for the superficial reasons. They admire you because of your skills. So in a way, you know, they admire you as a whole person. But I feel like you're keeping a very stone face. You're keeping, you know, your professional distance, which is something I strongly would advise, because I don't feel this is going to be, you know, worth pursuing. Okay. We have here Three of Pentacles, which is, you know, love at work, and Three of Swords, disappointment. So when they're all linked together, you're best off not to make a move, and, you know, not dilly-dallying in that department, okay? So let's talk about this energy. Okay, so we have here, let me talk about this one first, because it's been showing up many months for you guys. This is a water sign. Page of Cups. And this is somebody that is, I mentioned, you know, like usually attention seeking. Somebody that thrives on love and admiration from another person. They need it in order to feel good about themselves. They need it to feel safe and secure about where they stand with you. So they need a little bit more affirmation, a little bit more attention. Not that they're emotionally needy. I don't feel that they are like that. But when they love somebody, they love with their whole heart. And they need that, you know, constant feedback. Okay, so that they're not like led astray. So we have here a water sign. This is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. It's showing up in the reverse position. It's linked up here with the sign that I mentioned earlier, the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands, I feel like in this situation, you have a lot going on in your life. You know, you have a lot of plans that you're trying to bring into the fold. You have a lot of people that you're interacting with. Your world is really starting to open up. And I also feel like you're at a point where being single is really not going to hurt you at all. You actually welcome the freedom to come and go as you please. You welcome the chance to be on your own and not have to make decisions based on another person. Okay, so I feel like some of you are reassessing. If you are in a relationship here with a water sign, or if you are in a relationship here with a fire sign, so Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and this is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, in the reverse position, a lot of you are reassessing your bond here with this water sign. You're trying to think, like, practically, is this going to work? And you're trying to think as well, are they as willing to build with me as I am with them? And you're also trying to think, like, is this something, is there more to it, or is this it? If I nurture it and you know, really invest my time, my energy in this relationship, is the other person on board as well? Is the other person going to be as committed? And is the other person going to, you know, are they sincere? Is there are their feelings actually real? So I do see a lot of reassessment that's happening here. And I'm also sensing as well, there's both of these are pages, and pages are very, very young energy. And earlier you had a page of pentacles as well. So if we were to look at this, it's almost like you're purposely dating people who are not ready for relationships. That's what it feels like to me. Mainly because it's lighthearted, it's non-committal, it can be very fun. And I'm also sensing many of you are shifting partners, you know, going on a date Monday with this person, Tuesday with another person, Wednesday with another person. And then you have a lot of admirers in your work environment. So you're trying to just, you know, be single, have your cake and eat it too. And that's fine. But at one point, you know, you're going to be feeling quite empty. So if you are right now dating and you're just going through, you know, the motion, just dating people and trying to figure out what sticks, I do feel this fire sign can be very good. This is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. If you're just dating, mindlessly dating, and you're just like, I wonder what works, this is a good energy. It's a very compatible energy with you. And I also feel this person, they're still growing into themselves. And then this earth sign, if you're newly dating, I'm sensing that they might be a little bit too, like the conversation will not be very deep. It's not going to be deep the way that you want. And I don't really see that emotional connection. The water sign, emotional connection for sure, but they might be, they require a lot more maintenance, and they require more heartfelt conversation that will make you really uncomfortable. So the fire sign looks good for those who are, you know, meeting new people and dating. Okay. So your advice, Aquarius. What I'm feeling here is this. Let's talk about this. This is letting go of things that are weighing us down, letting go of things that we're clinging on to out of security, but it's not really serving a higher purpose. It's not entirely, I want to say, long-term building. So if you're just dating a lot of people, and you're just going through the motions, right? And you're just like, I don't really want to build a relationship, but I want to have it all. And the people around you are serious about you. You're going to end up, you know, breaking some hearts. So it's important for you to, you know, let people go if you don't have serious intentions. And I mentioned this as well. I believe with the Capricorn people, the energy it's blurred together. And so my advice here as well is if you're dealing with somebody that is, you know, a lot more emotionally needy than you would like, it's not a good combination. And then it will inadvertently trigger a lot of jealousies, a lot of hostilities, and a lot of like, oh, you don't need me or you don't want me. So it can create a lot of friction in the relationship. So aim for relationships that are a little bit more harmonious, a little bit more lighthearted, so that you don't end up, you know, repeating cycles. Because I mentioned before, when you love, you're capable of loving very, very, very deeply. But I also feel like, you know, everyone's your friend. So you feel like if I were to stop dating this person, I'm not going to be their friends anymore. And that would suck. So then you try to cling on to that relationship. And it's not really going to be good, okay? So if you are dabbling with multiple partners, you really want to reassess, you know, which one is viable. If none of them are viable, that's fine. Let them all go so that you can figure out something else. And then I'm also feeling if you're dealing with, you know, somebody with control issues, if you're hanging on to a relationship that doesn't really have a future as well, either because of control issues, wanting to make things work, and, you know, kind of like, I want to say rationalizing or lying to yourself that this is the one, that's also not going to serve its purpose. So, you know, try to release some things, okay? Release baggage, release excess energy, because holding on to it is really going to affect you. It's really going to eat up your time. It's going to get you all distracted. And this is the month where you need to be very strong, and you need to try to do the right thing, and you need to kind of like channel messages from your higher self in order to do the right thing and the ethical thing, and to avoid all of this mindless bickering, wasting your energy, arguing with people that don't really have, conversations that lead nowhere, I want to say. So it's a very good idea overall to release baggage. Okay. If there are, disputes and things like that in relationship, try to approach it from a spirit of understanding as well. I do see bickering coming in between you and a relationship partner.